The Camera Core plugin, a plugin that lets you manipulate your game's camera by focusing or zooming on various things. Yeah. Let's start off by learning how to focus. Let's make sure we focus on this event right here, event ID number 5. To do so, we'll interact with this blue flame right here. To make the camera focus on an event, simply use the following plugin command: focus camera, event, then the ID of the event. So for this example, ID number 5. Then also you need to input the duration in which the camera scrolls to that new focus location. So for this example, we'll make it 60, but if you want to make it instantaneous, you can make it like 0, we'll make it longer, you can make it like 120 or 150 or something like that. Now, as you can see in game, we can go down here and find our event running in circles, just like this. Now, if we go back up to our blue flame and interact with it, as you can see, the camera moves towards this event and then scrolls with it. As you can see, it's right at the bottom corner, so it's not scrolling very well, but yeah, it's doing its thing. Yeah. Next, let's make it so our camera focuses on a specific coordinate on the map. For example, on this piano, which is going to be on coordinate 27.5. To do so, simply use the plugin command focus camera, the X position, the Y position, then the duration. So for this example, 27 for the X, 5 for the Y, like this, then the duration in which it scrolls there once again. So we'll do like 30 this time. Now, as you can see, when we interact with this blue flame, it'll scroll up to piano right there. Now, let's say we want to make it so the camera focuses on a follower in the party. Simply use the plugin command focus camera, follower, then the ID of the follower. So starting from 1 will be the first follower, second follower, and third follower. So to make it focus on Marsha, which is going to be in the third part of our party, simply input follower 3. Then once again the duration, so we'll make it 120, make it really slow this time. And now, as you can see, here's our entire party. But when we interact with this flame right here, it'll move to Lucius, like that, because he's in slot 3 of our focus party thing, whatever. So now the camera's a little weird because it's focusing on the last guy, but yeah, as you can see, it's working just like this. Now finally, to make the camera focus back on the player, simply use the plugin command focus camera player, then the duration, which it scrolls there. So we'll just do a simple 60 for this example. As you can see, it's in this orange flame next to this blue flame right here. So now, as you can see, looking on this blue flame, it'll move to one of our followers, then moving to this orange flame will move back to the player like this, and yeah, there we go. That's simple. Next, let's talk zooming. In order to make the camera zoom, simply use the plugin command zoom in, the scale, then the duration in which it zooms into that point from its current position. Now for the scale, we're going to make the number greater than 1, because 1 is going to be the default scale, which is going to represent like your basic normal scale. So if we input 1.1 like this, that'll mean it'll zoom in 10%. 1.2, 20%. It's that simple. You can make it like 2 to make it 200% and zoom in. For this example, we'll make it so it's 1.2, just like that. And we'll set that duration to be 60, like that. So as you can see, when we interact with this fire right here, it'll zoom in about 20%. And as you may also notice, if we go talk to this blue flame, the zoom will retain its position even when we move to a different event, just like this. And of course, when we move to the side and go to the orange flame, it'll go back to us like this. It's that simple. That's all you gotta do. And of course, to zoom out, do the exact same thing, only make it zoom out, just like that. So zoom out, the scale, and then the duration. But this time, making it greater than 1 makes it zoom out. So this will be 20% of an outer zoom thingy. You get the point. Now, as you can see right here, when you interact with this fire, it'll actually zoom the camera out by 20%, and now it's like zoomed out like that. If you interact with the blue flame, once again, the NPC will have its zoomed out camera just like this, and of course we can go back and interact with this one and be like, yeah, there we go. Now, an important thing to keep in mind, as you can see right here, the camera may extend outside the map if it's zoomed out like this, or if it's zoomed in, it may actually stop before it reaches the end of the map. In order to fix this, if you plan on using zooming a lot within your game, is to make sure your map borders extend out a lot, or make sure they translate well with the black tiles outside of it. Besides that, you can pretty much figure it out on your own. If you have a problem, just manipulate the map and you should be good to go. Now let's say you want to shift the camera a bit without changing its focus. You can do so by doing shift camera, X shift, Y shift, and then duration. So for example, we want to make it move up, we do a 0 on the X, a -2 on the Y shift to move it up like this, and then duration of how long we want it to be. So maybe like 60 frames to make it shift up 2 blocks over 60 frames. Just like that. So now when we interact with the blue flame like this, the camera will shift up 2 blocks, just like that, over a duration of 60 frames. Of course, keep in mind the focus has not changed, so it's still focused on the player. But of course, you can use this on any focus. For example, another block, another event, on the follower. Just make sure you have your focus set to what you want it to be when you shift. And of course, focusing back on the player or focusing on any other thing like an event or a block will shift it back down to normal, just like that. Now, let's say you're eventing and you want to make the camera move somewhere, but you don't want the event to continue until the camera is done moving. You can actually make the events wait using the following plugin command: wait for camera, which simply makes it so everything waits for the camera to finish its movement before continuing. So as you see right here, it's going to focus the camera to event ID 5, wait for the camera to finish moving, and then it's going to display this as a text. And as you can see right here, when you interact with the blue flame, it'll first move down to the guy, and then display this as a text, as the event should, because it waited for the camera to finish. Yeah. Now keep in mind, this plugin command waits for both zooming and focusing, but if you want to make sure it waits specifically for one or the other, simply use the plugin commands wait for camera focus, and that'll wait for camera to focus, or wait for camera zoom, and this will purely wait for the camera to finish its zooming motions. So, yeah, that's that. Now, finally, if you should reset the focus or the zoom, simply use the plugin command reset focus, then the duration in which the focus resets, so 60. Or alternatively, reset zoom, and input the duration in which the zoom needs to reset. That's just a simple and easy plugin command to reset both your focus or zoom to the correct position. So as you can see, this fire will make it zoom out by 20%, but if we go talk to our reset zoom event right here, it'll bring it back down to normal at a duration of 60 frames. Once again, keep in mind you can set it to 0 to make it instantaneous, so you can use that during like transfers or events or whatever. And then lastly is the one parameter in this plugin, which is a default zoom within your game. This allows you to set a completely different zoom for default within your game to be used at all times. For example, if you made it so it's going to be 0.8, that means it's going to zoom out by 20%. Alternatively, you make it 1.1 to make it zoom in by 10%, 1.2, or 1.6, you get the point. So essentially, numbers greater than 1 will make it zoom in, 1 itself will be the default zoom, and then numbers less than 1 will make it zoom out just like this. So when we have the default zoom set to 0.8, as you see right here, the game will automatically start with a zoom of 0.8, or 20% outward. And of course, this will just let you run the game normally with your zoom set to this without a problem or anything. Also keep in mind that if you try to reset zoom, it will keep your zoom currently as it is, because now your default zoom is this zoom. So even when I try to interact with our reset zoom event, it won't do anything because we're at our current zoom right now. And yeah, that's about it for this plugin. If you enjoyed, download link is in the description of this video. And if you enjoyed, you give this video a thumbs up, be sure to subscribe, and all the stuff you normally do and stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. It's a good plugin. Hey, now it's back to the we're stalling now as we show the other videos and stuff. You should click one. They're amazing. They're great. Also, leave a comment. Did I say that already? I don't know. You should leave one anyway. Comments are good. Comments are great. Don't read the description, though. It's really boring. But you should go there to get the plugin to download. Okay, I'm done here. Bye.